Hey guys, I'm Natasha Tessier with Dwell Realty and Design. Welcome to my channel. I would love for you to hit the subscribe button. I am the owner of Dwell Realty and Design by eXp Realty, and I'm in my ball cap again because I'm casual again. So we just had a huge rainstorm the past like 3 or 4 days, and now it is absolutely gorgeous out. It's 37% humidity for those of you who think it's humid 24/7 here. It's beautiful out, high in the 80s, low in the 60s. That's our fall, it's beautiful. So we finally got rid of all our hot weather. But today I wanted to discuss the 5 reasons you should start living in Montgomery, Texas. Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. I would love for you to hit the subscribe button. I'm Natasha Tessier with Dwell Realty and Design by eXp. And today I wanted to discuss the 5 reasons you should start living in Montgomery, Texas. So I live in Montgomery and I used to live in Tomball, and I moved to Montgomery this summer actually from Tomball. And there are a lot of reasons why people are moving out here, but I'm gonna go through the ones that I think are important. Montgomery County is one of the most, if not the most conservative county in Texas. If you're into politics, I've told you before, I don't talk politics, but if that's important to you, it is one of the most, if not several have said the most conservative county. So if that's not something you're interested in, it may not be a great place for you. But if you are, I know politics are like a big thing to people right now with everything going on in our country, but I don't want to get into it. I'm just stating facts that Montgomery County is very conservative. It's pretty affordable, not maybe as affordable as like Katy and those places, mainly because there's a lot more land. So a lot of people live on acreage out in Montgomery, and land tends to be more expensive in Texas. But it's still really, really affordable. And then some of the kind of neighborhoods like WOODFOREST is our biggest master plan community out in Montgomery. It's actually where we live right now. And there are hundreds and hundreds of homes, anywhere from low 300s up to over 1 million. So it's a great community. It's pretty affordable. It has a neighborhood pool. It has an adult swimming pool, a kids swimming pool. It has dog parks. Has a brand new shopping center with Harvest Market grocery store where they have live music, 2 coffee shops. It has a pizza place. I mean, there's sushi, everything right here in WOODFOREST. But anyway, all that to say is there's an affordable way to live in Montgomery, and I would say that WOODFOREST is one of them. So you might want to check that out. Obviously, we've talked about this before. There's no state income tax. Obviously, that applies to Montgomery County as well. Some of the tax rates out here can be a lot lower than Harris County. So a lot of people are wanting to get out of Harris County, moving to Montgomery County for many reasons, but one of them being tax rates. You know, in our neighborhood that we're building in, the tax rate's 1.79, which is one of the lowest I've ever seen. So if property tax is a big deal to you, you might want to look further out into Montgomery. The scenery out here is absolutely stunning. So there are hills and trees. In the city of Houston where I grew up, it's flat. You're right by, you know, the Gulf of Mexico. So everything is flat, and the only hills are the tall freeways. But out here, it really is kind of hilly near the lake. Lots of houses up on hills, and the trees are absolutely gorgeous. They're just lots and lots of tall trees out here. So I love the natural scenery. And of course, Lake Conroe is gorgeous scenery right here in Montgomery. So you can always go play or hang out on the lake. I love that it's near the city, but it's still further out. So into Houston, you're probably talking 45, 50 minutes. I don't ever go into Houston unless I'm going to like an ASTROS game or something, because the Woodlands is like 20 to 25 minutes from me, and it has everything that I need. It has shopping, it has 5-star dining, it has great, you know, Whole Foods and grocery stores. It has really anything you'd need out there. So I don't really have to go into the city that much because I have everything here. There's hospitals, there's Costco. It's pretty self-contained. So I love the relation to the Woodlands. It's only 20 or 25 minutes to anything really. And then your Target is 10 minutes from me. So, but if you want to get into the nicer dining and amenities, you'd go to the Woodlands from Montgomery. Lots of job opportunity out here. There's a lot of growth. I've heard several times that Montgomery County is one of the fastest growing areas in the state of Texas, one of the fastest growing counties. And so with that brings a lot of jobs. Obviously, the Woodlands is a hub for 80 different employers. So a lot of people work in the Woodlands and live out in Montgomery. The other thing that I love about Montgomery is the small town feel. We've talked about this before. So they have a lot of parades downtown and festivals. A couple weeks ago, we happened upon the Montgomery Wine Festival in downtown Montgomery. There were a lot of live bands and booths set up and people just all hanging out. It was super, super fun. So several festivals throughout the year. There's a Christmas festival and all sorts of things. And then there's like a farmer's market down there, which is really fun. The other thing I love is there's not a lot of commercialized venues. So you don't have right now, you don't have like a Chili's or things like that. The restaurants are all pretty quaint and small. And so one of our favorite restaurants is called the HODGE Lodge. And it's a several 100-year-old house. It's also a bed and breakfast. Has kind of a dark bar in the back, really small, but it's unique because there's no other restaurant like it. The Cozy GRAPE is another one downtown. There's like a lobster roll truck that, you know, kind of parks around downtown Montgomery. So it kind of has that smaller town feel with not a lot of commercialized. I mean, your commercialized is basically your grocery stores and things like that. They are just now getting out on 105 where it's by the lake. They are getting, you know, your Starbucks, Panera, things like that. But right now it still has that kind of quaint feel. Montgomery is where the Texas flag was born. I forgot to mention that. So I love that. It's got a very prideful area of Texas where people love being from Texas. So the fact that the Texas flag was born in the town of Montgomery is pretty cool. And then one of the other things is the school ratings are extremely high for the most part. I always tell my clients, if you're looking at schools, use the HAR app and go in there. And then as you click on a house, you can click on each school and it's going to tell you whether it has an A to an F rating. And those ratings are based on the standardized test. It's not based on anything but that and how well those kids are progressing over time. So if you have kids and you're looking at schools, where we moved, they're all A schools. So, and that's kind of rare to find, but all three of them are very highly rated. There's only 2 high schools in Montgomery. There used to only be Montgomery High School right off 105. And then in 2018, they opened up what they call Lake Creek High School. And that has been a huge success. That's actually where my 2 boys go to school. And I love it out here. They have a bass fishing team. So my son just went to like his first bass fishing tournament this weekend, which was really, really fun. But check out the new Lake Creek High School. It is really, really a cool campus with a lot of great things going for it. And Montgomery High School is rated very high as well. So, and if you are looking for a little bit of a smaller school, now if you're not from Texas, you may not realize that the Woodlands High School has close to 4,400 kids in it. There's a freshman campus with I think 11 or 1,200 kids. So if that matters to you, then, and you want kind of a smaller environment for your kids, I think it's probably 400 per class out here right now. It's growing a lot, but it's still relatively small. So some of the smaller school districts like Montgomery ISD, Tomball ISD, Magnolia ISD, they have 2 high schools in each of them right now, and they're a little bit smaller. Although Tomball is now 6A, they rank it, you know, based on size. We're small 5A, so there's a big 5A, then there's 6A. So it just kind of keeps getting bigger as you go. But I like the size of the schools out here. 1,700 kids in a school seems like a good size to me. That was another attractive feature. So I hope that all that helps. I just adore it out here. Definitely a slower pace of life. It takes me 10 minutes to get to, you know, Target and those different things. We're actually building a little further out on some acreage, but I don't mind having the little commute, so I have a lot of peace and quiet when I get home. But if those are things that interest you, Montgomery County might be a spot for you. Again, it's got great schools. It's very quaint, kind of a smaller town feel on the outskirts of the city. So if that's kind of what you're looking for, you might want to check it out. So I hope this helps. My name's Natasha Tessier again. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. If you ever have any questions at all, even if it's about the state of Texas, I know a lot of realtors all over the state that are really, really good at helping people get relocated. So if you want to reach out to me and say, hey, I'm moving to Fort Worth, or I'm moving to Dallas or San Antonio or Austin or New Braunfels, I can name a great realtor almost every section, and I would love to put them in contact with you. But if you have questions about Houston or any of the suburbs, I taught in Katy. I've lived in Houston most of my life. Then I lived in Tomball for 4 or 5 years. Now I'm out in Montgomery. So I know the areas really, really well. I'm right by the Woodlands, and I would love to help you out. You can call me on my cell phone below, or you can reach out to me on Instagram. I'm Houston Realtor Natasha. On Facebook, it's my name, Natasha Tessier. And then I'm also natashatessier@gmail.com. So I hope this video helps. If you ever have a video request, please reach out, and I hope you guys have a blessed day.